Welcome viewers to this special program, and in this special program I have people coming from Kanisa Halisi la Mungu BABA, who are going to explain something, especially on the issues concerning our nation, Zambia, as we really know that we're just coming from elections, and we had a very nice, peaceful elections and peaceful transition of power from another president to another president. And I have a gentleman and a mother right here, and I want them to explain something. And I'll make them introduce themselves. You can introduce yourself, sir.
Okay, my name's Utawala wa Amani. I am from Kenya, but I minister in Kanisa Halisi la Mungu BABA, that the headquarters is situated in Dar es Salaam, Tegeta. I am ministering in the center that is in Kenya, as well as the center situated in USA, Boston. Yes.
Thank you so much. You can introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Jemajipya, and we work together with utawala wa amani in Kanisa Halisi la Mungu BABA. We are happy to be here in Zambia for this work of the resource.
Okay. Thank you so much. And the people would like to understand, first of all, begin with, before we get into the details of why we're here, we begin with the introduction of the church. What do you think the church is? Just brief.
Okay. Kanisa Halisi la Mungu BABA. You can call it the really church of God the Father. Its main objective, it is to let everyone know that the creator of all, God the Father, is now in control, and we do send whatever we have direct to him, God the Father, other than going through the Son the way we used to do. He has come all by himself to take charge in the whole world and in the whole universe. So that is all about Kanisa Halisi la Mungu BABA.
Okay, thank you so much for that explanation. And viewers, remember that last time we had the talk with the gentleman and the woman, about the elections. And the church Kanisa Halisi la Mungu BABA took, the mantle to pray for the peace of the nation, Zambia, as it was, about to get into the elections. And we can testify that the prayers has been answered. We had the peaceful elections and the peaceful transition. And now we need to look at the way forward. How we can move now with this leadership in place. We must know where we are going. Now, utawala wa amani, I would like you to explain now the way forward. What is needed in the leadership? Because now things are in place, leaders are in place, all those, the cabinet and everything are in place. Now, what is more important now as this stage now?
Okay. What I need to let all the brethren in Zambia to know is that now the government is already in place. And the leaders of different ministries and different categories have been put on what they are supposed to do. But there are four things that I need to elaborate further. That fine, having a new government in place is one thing, and to make the country or the nation to run smoothly is also another thing altogether. So, as I can say in point one, is that everybody should understand we have the creator of the whole universe, who happens to be God the Father. And the creator of all, he knows who and what to be done at stipulated time. So what you see and what you don't see is created by God the Father, meaning that all the leaders from different ranks, from different levels, they have to accept the Creator of all in their hearts, so that it is the Creator who will run their line of duties, who will be running their daily course, and not by their own power and they are not by their own mighty, but the power of the Creator of all. Why am I saying this?
Mm-hmm.
When you read in 2 Chronicles chapter 7 and verse 14, God the Father has put it clear that if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sins and will heal their land. Now, the God the Father is now on earth, is now in everybody's heart. Meaning that when you humble yourself, it is to pave way for the real source, to take charge in everything you are doing, so as is to be him who worketh and not you as a person.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Jemajipya, now you can add something, especially on the dangers of not having God in place as the government. What are the dangers of not having God the Father in charge?
The dangers is that when you don't work with God the Father, it means that you are working with your own mind, with your own knowledge or the knowledge of the world, and that is very dangerous because it means that whatever you do is not going to succeed. God the Father, who is in everyone's heart, makes everything to be successful, because you cannot live without God the Father. He gives us life, He gives us prosperity, He gives us peace. So without God the Father in a country or in a government, there shall be no peace. You shall only experience wars and calamities. So the real source, who is the Creator of all and who is God the Father, is very important in any government or in any leadership. That's why we have come here to tell Zambia that God the Father must rule and must reign in everything.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. There you have it. You are listening to a special program, and we are explaining something, that will help Zambia, to get something and build a strong nation, because there is no strong nation without peace, as they have explained. Now, utawala, there is need of a foundation in everything. What do you think is the importance, of having a foundation, a real foundation for everything, especially when you're talking about the leadership of Zambia?
Okay. What I need to say today is that in every success of any nation, be it the first world, second world, and the third world, we all need the base, or we all need the foundation that can make the nation to prosper, can make the nation to be success. And when I'm talking of a foundation here, I mean the church. Why am I saying so? The church has been given powers and authority to know what the leaders in the government cannot beware about.
Okay.
And I'm talking of the spiritual realms here, the heavenly places. So, the things that cannot be seen, but they can be felt, the church has been given powers over them. As we read in Ephesians 3 and verse 10, it says, to the intent that now unto the principalities and powers in heavenly places might be known by the church and manifold wisdom of God the Father. What I'm trying to say is, leaders are there to put laws into place that can govern the nation to run smoothly.
Exactly.
But the church is there to make sure the principalities of powers of darkness that have been imposed to the nation, that the leaders have they don't know about, but the church has made to know. The church can deal with those principalities. The church can make sure all the principalities are put down, are being removed, so that the nation can be free from calamities. The nation can be free from distraction, can be free from all the problems that they can face that particular nation. So, what I'm saying here, the church and the nation have no choice here. They need to work hand in hand. We as the church to pray for the nation so that the laws that are being enforced by the nation to the people can be God the Father based.
Okay.
So that all the people living in that nation can know of what laws are being enforced and how to go by them.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. In addition, he has just explained that there is need of God the Father, in the leadership, so that the laws that are made by the, parliamentarians and so forth can be that which are God the Father based. What are some of the problems that may follow if the laws that are made are not God the Father based?
The problems shall be that the government will not run as per what God the Father requires of them.
Oh, okay.
Because in every nation, God the Father loves everyone.
Okay.
He's the creator of all. So he made us for a purpose.
Okay.
He made a nation for a purpose. So if you don't include God the Father in the laws, the citizens will not abide in them. They will not follow what is supposed to be done. God the Father is very important in this lawmaking, and also in making sure that these laws have been done well and well operated in everywhere. So if we don't put God the Father, who created us all, there will not be a nation and a government altogether.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. And before we get to the next question, I would like to ask this question. What is the best approach when the government, is not doing the right thing? From the church perspective, how should the church approach the government in situations where the government has not done well?
Okay, our leader of Kanisa Halisi la Mungu, Baba, who happens to be Baba Halisi, keeps on reminding the church. And when I say the church, I say whoever believeth the creator of the world and the whole universe is God the Father. He is the church. The church is not the building.
Okay.
The church is whoever believeth in God the Father, that he created him and he created the whole universe. Now, to answer your question, is that me as the church, you as the church, whoever believeth in God the Father, that he is the creator of all, we don't need to criticize the government.
Okay.
But whatever we see in the government that is not good, that is not as supposed to, we should all know that there are some principalities that are not seen with the physical eyes, that they have gone into them and they are bringing wrangles within them, or they are bringing problems in the nation. So first, we as the church, before we even approach the government, we should go down into our knees and seek the creator of all, who knows everything that we don't know. We seek him, and it is only God the Father who knows where the problem has arisen and how to go about it. So by seeking the face, or by seeking God the Father for that particular problem, you will find out automatically he deals with it without physical confrontation with our leaders.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Just addition. If the church is not doing exactly what he has just explained, what are the end results if the church does not approach in a way that they should pray? What the end result if they don't approach it the right way? In prayer. If they don't pray, what the end result? If the government hasn't done well and then the church is not praying, what the end result?
As he has said that the church is responsible for the betterment of a country or a government.
Exactly.
So what will happen is that if you don't uplift the government in prayers or in thanksgiving, the government is not going to run as per what they promised the people to give out. The implementation of what is supposed to be done will not be there. And the church is to be blamed for this, because we are the root to support the government or to support anything. So what is needed is just to humble ourselves as a church and uplift the government, uplift the leaders, so that everything which is supposed to be done in the government is well done and is peaceful.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me add something on top of that.
All right.
We should know one thing, that the government, they are good and they have knowledge of running in particular sectors or in particular departments. They have gone to school, they have acquired that knowledge of running the state. That is fine. But they do not know what it is in the spiritual realms that can cause destruction.
Okay.
The only one who have been given the knowledge and understanding is the church.
Okay.
So we should leave our leaders to do what they have learned, or what they have acquired, the skills that they have acquired to run the smooth government. But we as the church, we are dealing here with what is not seen physically. We are dealing with the principalities of the heavenly places. And these principalities of the of heavenly places, it is only the church who have knowledge about, and not the leaders of the government.
Okay. So thank you so much. Viewers, you're watching a special program, and I'm talking to Utawala, Amani, and Jemajipya Halisi, and they're coming from Kanisa Halisi la Mungu, BABA, the real church of God the Father. And we are explaining something here that is very important, that you need to, you can't, afford to miss what they're explaining. The information is so great. Now, let's talk about, in the past, the church, we have not seen the church, working hand in hand with the government. And what, made the church today to work hand in hand with the government? Because we see in the past, we don't see, when you read the Bible, we don't even see, the church working with the government. But now, what's the reason and what has made that to, for now, for the church to work with the government?
Yes. There is a saying that we say that says we learn from the past.
Okay.
And we learn from the past history. It is very true that previously or in the past, the government never worked alongside with the church.
Exactly. And
that's why we read and see so many problems that have been evidently seen in the past. And after God the Father himself decided to come physically on top of the earth, as we read in Micah 1, verse 2 to 4, he has now made it possible for the government to work alongside with the church. What I'm saying is this: God the Father, who is now on earth, who is now in every individual's heart, has enhanced to work together with the government for the betterment of the nation and betterment of the people and the surroundings. What I'm trying to say is that when we read in our book, it is true that we see how the nation had wrangles with the church. And I'm saying nation and the church, I mean Moses, for example. We read Moses and Pharaoh. Moses was the church, represented the church.
The church, exactly.
And Pharaoh represented the nation.
Exactly.
He was the leader of that nation. But we see that in every time there was friction
Exactly.
between Moses and Pharaoh.
Yeah.
And even Moses, I mean the nation, meaning Pharaoh, never wanted the church to be free, to be praying for them, to do the activities that was imposed by the God the Father into that nation. Meaning there were always rubbing shoulders here and there. Okay? Another good example is Elijah the Tishbite with Jezebel and with Ahab. Elijah being the church here, and Jezebel and Ahab being the nation. We found out all the time the nation was chasing the church out of their activities. The church was all the time at their heels, running away from the nation. But now, in this one season of God the Father, He has brought these two because He knows the church needs the government, and the government, in the other hand, need the church greatly. We see Jesus, who stands for the church here, and Herod, who stood for the nation.
Exactly.
But here you see Herod looking for Jesus to terminate his life. Meaning the nation looking for the church. They never had the time to sit together and to see how they can move the nation as the nation together. And that was the great problem. And that's why you see all what we read here, the nation and the church, both they failed.
Exactly.
Because they never interdepended one another for the smooth running of the nation. Yes.
Okay. In addition, jemajipya, what are some of the aspects that the church should work with the government? Some of them.
Yeah, the government and the church, for example, in the community. Yeah, the church knows more about what is happening deep in the community more than the government, because most of the people attend the church and they pray for them. So the leaders of the government needs to find out from the church what is happening in the root of the villages. For example, in sicknesses, building hospitals, and also education. The church and the government should work together in making sure that the community or everyone is well educated. Because when you go to church, you will find so many people, they have many objectives, but they don't know how to present them in the government. So if the government looks for those objectives in the church, they are going to perform well. Yeah.
Okay. I think you want to add something?
Let me add something on that.
Okay.
Let's say in Kanisa Halisi la Mungu, Baba, today, we have shown a good example on how to work together with the government. Like in Dar es Salaam, like in Tanzania as a whole, Kanisa Halisi have built hospitals for the people and for the nation. And they granted or they gave the government already built hospitals for free.
Oh, okay.
They never went even to claim for a cent for that purpose. The church, our main church in Dar es Salaam, they have built schools
Okay.
for the citizen. When they saw they have lacked some facilities in the school, like classes, the church went in, built the classes, built the toilets. Later, they handed it over to the government for free.
Okay.
Meaning, when the nation has enhanced working together with the church will be there to give hand where they feel it is most needed.
Oh.
So we need to work together
Okay.
so that we can move people forward.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and I'm sure the viewers are learning something, and people are getting something from the, what is being explained here, and we would like to talk about this, aspects that the government must do, to embrace the success of the people of the nation. For example, of Zambia, 3 aspects that government must do.
Okay. In order for the nation in Zambia, now that they have gotten a good government, it is in place.
Exactly.
The ruling party, it is in place. The thing that the government needs to do here is to make sure they have embraced peace on top there as the leaders, and bring this peace down the stream to the villagers down there. What I'm saying here is that if the citizens, ordinary citizens, they have peace in their mind, they have peace in their heart as well, this one will give them a conducive environment, one, for entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Second, they will give them a conducive environment to invent new things that have not been seen in Zambia. But you cannot invent a new thing or induce a new idea into the public, into the nation, when you are disturbed, when you are not comfortable, when you don't have a steady mind.
Okay.
So this steady mind will make sure that will produce new ideas, and new invention will be seen that will even help the leaders in the government for the smooth running of the government. So, to improve life of every citizen, we need peace here. For example, when Zambia is in wrangles today, people who live in Zambia will not have time for entrepreneurship.
Exactly.
Will not have time to settle down, think hard of how to bring up new things that can change the government. And that's why so many governments who have wrangles, who have wars, they never develop. But they have good people, skilled people, but those skilled people have not given time to exercise what they have.
Okay.
Point number 2, the government has to preach unconditional love to the citizens. And when I'm talking of unconditional love, I mean inequity here. The balance that is needed in the government. All the citizens are supposed to be treated equally.
Okay.
Despite of their color, despite of their religion where they come from, despite of their creed, despite of their race, despite of even handicapedness or disabilities. We know we have disabled people in our community.
Yes.
But these disabled people in our community. The one without hands, without legs, the one who has albinism. They have good ideas in them to promote the government. They have good things that God the Father has put in them. So if we sublime them today, how will they put those skills into practice? That's one thing the government should ask. If we now treat the people with what you have said, segregation, we sublime others and promote others. How do you know the one who you have sublimed? They are the one who have the best skills to promote the government. So if we remove all the types of segregation, the types of favorism that hinders prosperity, hinders success, automatically the government will do well. This one we read it in Ephesians. When you look at Ephesians 4 and verse 6, it says it all, that God the Father is for us all. He has not yet chosen a particular tribe, a particular race, a particular religion. He has come for us all. And if God the Father has come for us all, who are we to segregate others, to sublime others? Who are we to put favors to others and sublime the rest? So that's what the government should do. If they put togetherness in the people, despite of where they come from, automatically one is always power and strength. This oneness will build the Zambian more than it was before.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, and I'm pretty happy because this is what exactly the president said when he was giving the first speech when he was just elected as the leader of the Zambia. He talked about the same things that you talked about, and I'm sure that it's God the Father who has put in place the leader of Zambia, and I'm pretty sure that it's the will of God that is being prevailed in the government of Zambia. Now, your emphasis on the 3 points that he has explained.
Yeah, what I will say is that the government, first of all, should embrace the church, should accommodate the church.
Okay.
You know, the problems which we are facing is that the church wants to penetrate in the government so that it can help the government or a nation, but you find that somehow the government or a nation is not embracing the church. That is the biggest problem. So according to me, let the nation embrace the church, love the church, because if you love the church, you are not loving a building, or you are not loving someone. You are not loving utawala, amani. You are not loving Aaron. You are loving God the Father, because he came to be in everyone's church. So for the 3 that he has said to come to manifestation, the government should embrace the church. Yeah, should work together, should accept to work with the church. Yeah, okay. Because as much as possible we can try to work with the government, but what about the government? They cannot, if they cannot accept us, there should be a very big problem. Yeah.
Okay, Utawala, let's talk about the production now, because I believe that God from the beginning has favored production.
Yes.
And let's talk about it, concerning our government and the leadership.
Okay. What I'm saying today is that in any nation we need production for the nation to move forward, and it is this production that feeds the common citizen.
Okay.
So, as you have said, God the Father honored production from the start.
Exactly.
Because when we read in Ezekiel 28, verse 12 to 15, we see the first one to be brought by God the Father, who was cherubite. He was given abundance of minerals, 10 types of minerals, so that he can work for them, he can sell them, right, and earn a living out of them.
Okay.
In Genesis 2, verse 7 to 15, we see Adam the first and Eve put on the Garden of Eden. And when you read there, you find out, in the Garden of Eden, there was production.
Exactly.
All types of trees were given there for them to cultivate and for them to reserve whatever they have cultivated. Right? So, here what I'm trying to say, the government should empower the citizens to venture more into entrepreneurship more than the white-collar jobs. Because there is this aspect of the youth, of the young, depending on white-collar jobs. They think when they hold a pen and a paper and a working area in the office, that is what he can make it in life. Forgetting that entrepreneurship, your own business, your own project can move you forward other than to work for another person. So let them not be dependency of white-collar job, office job. They have given enough skills, they have given enough knowledge. They are supposed now to use those skills God the Father has given into them.
Okay.
They go for welding, they go for agriculture, let them go for textile industry, let them go for farming, keeping dairy and keeping chickens for meat. Let them go for saloons, right? There are so many businesses. It is only entrepreneurship that boosts the government more than the white-collar jobs. So let the government now empower the youth and tell the youth this. Don't wait to be employed somewhere. Employ yourself for the betterment of the nation. And with that empowerment, it will change the face of Zambia today. Yes.
Well, thank you. Your addition, especially on the youths of Zambia who really want to depend on government to not be employed. What is your words to them as we are coming to the end of the interview?
I'll urge all the youth to make use of the minimum resources they have to make production. Through that minimal capital they have, it doesn't matter how small, because God the Father is going to take them from minimum, then medium, and then to higher levels. So they should not be afraid that they don't have enough capital. Whatever they have, let them start with that. Yeah. So the youth, after this production they've started, the government is when they'll see this, they are capable of doing something. Youth, they have big strength and big minds. Whatever they will start, the government, they see. Don't think that the government does not see what we are doing here, down here. They see. So it is the youth to start. If you start, then it shall be picked up by the government. They will be ready to help them.
Well, you want to say something?
Let me add there. There is a problem in the young and in the youth today, as she has just said. We feel inside that we have very little, we have a limited resources to make a move or to venture into businesses or to venture into different projects. Kanisa Halisi la Mungu Baba and our leader Baba Halisi keeps on saying this. We should only start with what we have. Don't look for what you don't have. Even Moses, when they are crossing the sea, he pleaded to God the Father to show him the way. What did God the Father say? Moses, what do you have? He said, I have a rod on my hand. He said, that one is enough to make you cross there. Use that rod to splash the waters into two and have your way. So we should always start with what it is within our capacity, with what we have. Let's say, for example, you have 10 kettles or head of kettles. Why don't you sell 2 to start the business? You might have 2 fridges in the house, a fridge and a freezer. Why should not you make away with one and remain with the one? The capital you have, you start a business. So many people think they should go for loans. But let me tell you, that is not the way forward. You have to start with what you need. I need to tell the young, God the Father knows there is energy and power in all the young. As we read in Proverbs 20 and verse 29. Proverbs 20 and verse 29, God the Father says this: the glory of young men is their strength.
Oh, okay.
The glory of the young men is their strength. So, it is we the young men who builds the nation, and not the old, and not the leaders. We young men, we build the nation. Because God the Father has put strength in earth. 1 John 2 and verse 14. He said, young are energetic and strong. And God the Father depends on the young more than the aged. So young people in Zambia, it is your time to wake up. It is the time to make a roundabout and venture into the entrepreneurship for the betterment of the nation of Zambia. Yes.
Thank you so much. I hope you are getting something youths out there, and something very important has come to you. You have to believe in what they have just said. Now, as we come to the end of this interview, your last words.
Okay, my last words. First of all, I need to give thanks to the Creator of all, to give thanks to God the Father. It is because of His mighty hand that has brought Zambia to be what is today. And I can say this, that Zambia has become has become an example in Africa. Zambia has become an example to the whole of Africa for the transition that have made. New government coming in, new ruling party coming in without shedding blood. That is something that has come in the mind of the whole Africa, even though they have not said, but even me, I've registered something that Zambia has shown us a good example in the whole of Africa, and I say in the whole world, that there can be an exchange of power without wrangles. There can be an exchange of power without rubbing shoulders. We can have an exchange of power without war or without shedding blood. And what I am saying today, for all what has happened in Zambia, it is because of the Creator, whom we went to Him before election, and after election, we have come back to say, thank you, the Creator, for what you have done. Now, I have a word in the religious leaders, the clergymen, pastors, bishops, evangelists, all who are seen as the image of God the Father, they have to hear this from me. Zambia needs God the Father. And if Zambia is facing calamities, is facing problems, BABA HALISI, being our leader, has been putting this point clear and straight. They want to be responsible. They are church leaders. They are the priests. They are the bishops. Why? The calamities are being brought by the heavenly, by the heavenly places, powers of darkness. They're the one who brings these calamities.
Yes.
They're the one who bring problem. And it is within their capacity here, not the capacity of the leaders of the government. So it is with the church now to wake up, uplift the leaders in the government through prayers, through thanksgiving, so that they can have a conducive atmosphere to run smoothly their daily cause. So the clergymen outside there are listening to me. The leaders of different religion and denomination, you are there listening to me. You have your responsibilities here in building the Zambian nation. Take your part. Deal with the principalities of the heavenly places where the leaders do not know for the smooth running of this government. For the government to achieve best. For the government to implement what they pleaded, what they sent as pledges. You need to rise up and work together with them through your prayers, through your thanksgiving, and where you can, through the projects that are highly in demand in the nation. Yes.
Thank you so much for that brilliant and very powerful words that the clergy, must hear. Very important. Your last words, jemajipya.
Thank you very much. I would like to say that I'm very happy with this nation and the peace that is found here. I'm very happy because I know that it is the making of our Creator who is the real source of good and goodness. Yeah, so what I'll tell Zambia is that we should continue embracing and accepting that the one who created you is in your heart. For you to have peace, for you to perform better, for you to do anything, just believe that your Creator is in your heart. He's going to lead you to springs of good only. And all bad calamities, all bad and evil ways shall not come to you, because He liveth in us. I'm very happy for the elections. They were peaceful, and God the Father bless Zambia in each and everything. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I must mention that I'm so grateful for your, featuring on the program and for your words that you've just uttered to the nation of Zambia. I'm so grateful, and the people of Zambia, I'm sure that they are so grateful as well, as you have just explained. So important, so grateful, and the people of Zambia, I'm sure that they are going to receive this, and they're going to take time to, view and meditate on what you've just explained. So thank you so much for coming to Zambia and to give the word. I believe that before elections, the church, Kanisa Halisi la Mungu BABA, prayed for Zambian peace. And we are here to testify about that. This is a testimony that Zambia, had the peaceful elections, the peaceful transition, and this is the possibilities of God the Father. And I believe, even myself, that this is not other than the God the Father. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Right, so viewers, you've been listening to a special program I've been hosting, Utawala, Amani and Jemajipya Halisi from Kanisa Halisi la Mungu BABA. I want to thank you so much for watching this program. I'm pretty sure that you have enjoyed the program, and I believe that you are going to make sure that you share the program to other sources, so that at the end of the day, all of the people can hear this very important information. My name is Aaron. I want to thank you so much for watching the program. Thank you so much.